Hello, my name is Jim DeMeo and this is A Course in Miracles. Today we're doing Lesson 73. I will there be light. Today we're considering the will you share with God. This is not the same as the ego's idle wishes out of which darkness and nothingness arise. The will you share with God has all the power of creation in it. The ego's idle wishes are unshared and therefore have no power at all. Its wishes are not idle in the sense that they make the world of illusions in which you believe can be very strong. The reason why the ego has no power at all is because it's temporary. Any seeming power that joint fear may have, like Nazi Germany, is temporary. But they are idle indeed in terms of creation. They make nothing that is real. Remember, real means eternal, unchangeable. Idle wishes and grievances are partners or co-makers in picturing the world you see. The wishes of the ego gave rise to it. The ego's need for grievances, which are necessary to maintain it, peoples it with figures that seem to attack you and call for righteous judgment. These figures become the middlemen of the ego, which the ego employs to traffic in grievances. They stand between your awareness and your brother's reality. Beholding them, you do not know your brothers or yourself. Your will is lost to you in this strange bartering in which guilt is traded back and forth and grievances increase with each exchange. Can such a world have been created by the will the Son of God shares with the Father? Did God create disaster for his Son? Creation is the will of both together. Would God create a world that kills himself? Today we will try once more to reach the world that is in accordance with your will. The light is in it because it does not oppose the will of God. It is not heaven, but the light of heaven shines on it. Darkness has vanished. The ego's idle wishes have been withdrawn. Yet the light that shines upon this world reflects your will, and so it must be in you that we will look for it. This withdrawal from the ego is very crucial. When people report that things don't work, it's because they're really looking for magic, and they haven't really gotten to the awareness that it is your will for the ego or your will for the light of God. So withdraw from the ego and then will with God and see the light. Your picture of the world can only mirror what is within what you have chosen. The source of neither light nor darkness can be found without. Grievances dark your mind and you look on it on a darkened world. Try not to blame. Try to take the responsibility of your choice. If you don't know why you're choosing a darkened world, merely ask for help. She will always help you. Forgiveness lifts the darkness, reasserts your will, and lets you look upon a world of light. So when you ask her for help, you're engaging in forgiveness. We have repeatedly emphasized that the barrier of forgiveness is easily passed and cannot stand between you and your salvation. The reason is very simple. Do you really want to be in hell? Do you really want to suffer and die? Forget the ego's arguments which seek to prove all this is really heaven. You know it's not so. You cannot want this for yourself. The world in which we live, the body in which we abide. There's a point beyond which illusions cannot go. Suffering's not happiness, and it is happiness you really want. Such your will in truth. And so salvation is your will as well. You want to succeed in what you're trying to do today. We're going to take it with your blessing and your glad accord. We will succeed today if you remember that you want salvation for yourself. You want to accept God's plan because you share in it. You have no will that can really oppose it. You do not want to do so. Salvation is for you. Above all else, you want freedom to remember who you really are. Today, it is the ego that stands powerless before your will. Your will is free, and nothing can prevail against it. So in order for the ego not to stand between what you really want, you need to withdraw from it. That means stop listening to its talking and its chattering and its fears. Pass through these fears, asking the Holy Spirit to show you what's really true. That's how you pass through the fears, not repress them, pass through them. Therefore, we undertake the exercises for today in happy confidence, certain that we will find what it is your will to find, and remember what it is your will to remember. No idle wishes can detain us, nor deceive us with illusion of strength. Today, let your will be done, and end forever the insane belief that it is hell in place of heaven that you choose. We will begin our longer practice periods with a recognition that God's plan for salvation, and only His, is wholly in accord with your will. It is not the purpose of an alien power thrust upon you unwillingly. It is the one purpose here on which you and your Father are in perfect accord. You will succeed today. The time appointed for the release of the Son of God from hell and from all idle wishes is at hand. His will is now restored to his awareness. He is willing this very day to look upon the light in him and be saved. After reminding yourself of this and determining to keep your will clearly in mind, tell yourself with gentle firmness and quiet certainty, I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. Then let your will assert itself, joined with the power of God, united with your capital S self. Put the rest of the practice period under their guidance. Join with them as they lead the way. In the shorter practice periods, again make a declaration of what you really want. Say, I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. This should be repeated several times an hour. It is most important, however, to apply today's idea in this form immediately if you are tempted to hold a grievance of any kind. This will help you let your grievances go instead of cherishing them and hiding them in darkness. So when we repress our grievances, we're hiding them in darkness. I join my will with you in God's will.